bridge to success. You cannot be successful unless you're prosperous. Let's explain to you what success is biblically. The Bible said in the book of Joshua, chapter number 1, that if you meditate on my word day and night, then you will have good success, and you will make your way prosperous. You will have good success. Success, therefore, has to be the fulfillment of purpose. If you are not fulfilling purpose, you are not successful. Everything else is considered an accomplishment. You don't just want to have accomplishments, you want success. It's the fulfillment of purpose. That means that if you pray about anything, you should be praying about what your purpose is. It's easy to figure out in most instances because you're wired to fulfill your purpose. The way you think, the way you see things, your giftings, your talents, your skills, your ability. There are some people that cannot talk. If you put them in front of an audience, they'll never talk, but they can listen. And they make good listeners, and that's what makes a good counselor, a good psychotherapist, the ability to listen. There are some people that have no book sense. I mean, when they went to school, they were the ones that flunked and failed. But it doesn't mean that just because you don't have book sense that you don't have intelligence. There are some people that dropped out of school because their intelligence was superior to the book. One of the people that come to mind is, of course, Bill Gates. They were slowing his process down. And so he dropped out of school. And he became one of the wealthiest men in the world because God allowed him to tap into the unlimited potentiality within the mind of God. Isn't that interesting? Because all good inspirations come from God. Then, when you think about us, you often believe that just because you have money, that you're successful. I think of Mother Teresa, the slums. She took all of our money. She needed just a few dresses and a pair of shoes and a bicycle. She didn't need a Bentley, Mercedes Benz. She just needed to get within the slums and feed those that were indigent, those that were overlooked. It's interesting when we look at success, we often look at large houses and we look at cars and we call those people successful. There are many people who have all the trappings, but they commit suicide. And I guess if you had an opportunity to interview them, they would have told you that I don't feel successful. Success, therefore, is the fulfillment of purpose. You will never reach full satisfaction in life unless you're doing that thing that you were wired to do. Anything else, you'll have those moments, like the moment you had the day you got your diploma from university, or the day you turned 16, or the day you turned 21. You waited all your life for that moment, and when the moment passed, that feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction was gone. You wanted to do something more. Purpose then taps into your potential. Your potential is your capacity to do something. If you are not doing what God has assigned you to do within a set time or a set period, you're going to have a sense of frustration. You don't want to live a life of dissatisfaction and frustration. And you can eliminate that by fulfilling purpose so that you can have a sense of success. Accomplishments. I mean, after you finish one accomplishment, there's a desire and a need to do something else, to get something else. Those of you that are homeowners, you remember when You couldn't wait to own your home. You were excited when you got that set of keys. Now you got to clean it. Now you got to paint it. Now you got to fix it. You got to mow lawns. Where is that feeling like you accomplished something? What about when you got that degree? Oh, man, life was going to change. You were going to move the world. You were going to be the creme de la creme, the grand poobah in your discipline. Now, all you got is a job. Joyless, occupational burden. Someone said just above broke. You want success. There's nothing wrong with being successful, but your success has to be attached to purpose. Did God order this? Did he tell you to do this? Are you wired for this? It's like putting someone in the usher's department and their feet hurt and their feet are swollen. And their temperament, they have a melancholy temperament. They don't belong ushering and in the greeters department. They belong in a place of research where they could go alone and they could take their miserable personality and think and come up with innovative products. Are you with me? You don't put them with people and then rebuke them because they will never smile. And they'll be complaining about how much their feet. The reason why you're laughing is because you have some people like that in your church, right? That's not their assignment in life. Somebody gave that to them. They felt they were doing God a favor. Do God a favor and resign. You are hurting people's feelings. Don't let people stick you somewhere because you're trying to occupy yourself if you don't know what your assignment is, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to get in the way. You are going to be frustrated and you're going to frustrate everybody else. When you pray in this season, you pray about your purpose. Your purpose is always a precursor to your assignments. Your purpose is why you were born. And you're praying and you're asking God. But your assignment is what you do with your time. The why. When you take care of the why, the what takes care of itself. You're going to know what to do because you know why you're doing what you're doing. When you have purpose and an assignment, oftentimes there are obstacles or opposition. In order to remove an obstacle or opposition, God prospers you. Because prosperity is having enough divine enablement to overcome obstacles. So that means prosperity should not be attached to materialism. Because the devil can make you rich as well. Matthew 4 says that after he had fasted for 40 days, he was afterward a hunger. And the enemy said unto him, if you be the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. And he then took him a little higher and he tempted him and said, cast yourself from off of the steeple, because it is written, God has given angels charge over you. Then he took him into a yet higher place on a mountain. And he said unto him, he said, if you would worship me, I will give you all the worlds and the glory thereof. The devil can give you things too. It was Jesus that said, I'm going to overcome this obstacle. God is going to prosper me. And he was prospered by releasing the word over